guys, I am here with a Saturday edition of Today in History. I'm going to be doing this about every day. I'm going to be probably doing it every day except for maybe Sunday. So, obviously, today. Okay, so today is Saturday, June 21st, the 72nd day of 2014. There are 193 days left in the year, and summer arrives, so it's the starting of summer. Today's the starting of summer, so yay. Today's highlights in history. Let's see, hold on. Come on. There we go. Today's highlights in history on June 21st, 1964, civil rights workers Michael H. Schwerner, Andrew Goldman, and James E. Chaney were slain in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Their bodies were found buried in an earthen darn 6 weeks later. Oh, damn. 6 weeks later. 7 people were convicted of conspiracy in the case. None served more than 6 years in prison. Edgar Ray Preacher Killen, a former Ku Klux Klan, was convicted of manslaughter on June 21st of 2005, and is serving a 60-year sentence. On this date in 1788, Cyrus Hall McCormick received a patent for his reaping machine. In 1913, Georgia Tiny Broadwick became the first woman to parachute from an airplane as she jumped over Los Angeles. In 1931, heavyweight Max Schulman lost a title fight rematch in New York by decision to Jack Shanking, prompting Schulman's manager Joe Jacobs to exclaim he was robbed. On this date in 1942, German forces led by German lobbyist Colonel General Erwin Rommel captured the Liberian city of Tobruk during World War II. Following his victory, Rommel was promoted to Field Marshal. Tobruk was retaken by the Allies in November of 1942. In 1943, Army Nurse Lieutenant Edith Greenwood became the first woman to receive the Soldier's Medal for showing heroism during a fire at a military hospital in Yuma, Arizona. In 1955, the David Lean movie Summertime, starring Katharine Hepburn and Razio Brazzi, opened in New York. In 1963, Cardinal Giovanni Battista Montini was chosen during a conclave of his fellow cardinals to succeed the late Pope John the Eighth. Yeah. And the new Pope took the name Paul V. Okay. In 1964, Jim Bunning of the Philadelphia Phillies pitched a perfect game, 6-0, against the New York Mets at Shea Stadium. It was the first perfecto in the National League since 1880. In 1973, the U.S. Supreme Court in Miller v. California ruled that states may ban materials found to be obscene according to local standards. In 1982, a jury in Washington, D.C. found John Hinckley Jr. not guilty by reason of insanity in the shootings of President Ronald Reagan and 3 other men. In 1989, a sharply divided Supreme Court ruled that burning the American flag as a form of political protest was protected by the First Amendment. Okay, and now, 10 years ago today, the Spaceship One rocket plane punched through Earth's atmosphere, then glided to a landing in California's Mojave Desert in the first privately financed manned spaceflight. Connecticut Governor John Rowland resigned effectively in July 1st of 2004 amid graft allegations and a federal investigation. Rowland, who ended up serving 10 months in prison, was succeeded by Lieutenant Governor M. Jody Rayl. 5 years ago today, Newsweek reporter Mazar Bahari was among hundreds of people arrested during the Tehran government's crackdown on nationwide protests over Iran's distributed presidential election. Bahari was released nearly 4 months later. Greenland expanded its powers of self-rule on its National Day, and in a move many residents viewed as a step towards independence from Denmark. A year ago today, a one-page criminal complaint unsealed in federal court accused former National Security Agency contractor Edward Snowden of espionage and theft of government property in the NSA's surveillance case. President Barack Obama nominated James Comey, a top Bush-era justice official, to head the FBI, succeeding Robert Mueller. The Food Network said it was dropping Paula Deen barely an hour after the celebrity cook posted the first of two videotaped apologies online, begging forgiveness from fans and critics troubled by her admission to having used racial slurs in the past. Okay, and now we're down to today's famous birthdays. Composer Leo Shrifton is 82. Actor Bernie Kopell is 81. Actor Monte Markham is 79. Songwriter Dawn Black is 76. Actress Marit Hartley is 74. Comedian Joe Flaughtery is 73. Rock singer-musician Ray Davies of the Kinks is 70. Actress Meredith Baxter is 67. Actor Michael Gross is 67. Rock musician Joe Millard of Badfinger is 67. Rock musician Don Airey of Deep Purple is 66. Country singer Leon Yvette is 66. Rock musician Joey Kramer of Aerosmith is 64. Rock musician Niels Lofgren is 63. Actress Robin Douglas is 61. Actor Lee McCloskey is 59. Cartoonist Burke Brest is 57. Country singer Kathy Mattea is 55. Actor Mark Kopage is 52. Actress Sammy Davis is 50. Actor Doug Chiffant is 50. Country musician Porter Howell is 50. Actor Michael Dolan is 49. Writer and director Lana Wanskowski is 49. Actress Paula Irvine is 46. Rapper/producer Pete Rock is 44. Country singer Allison Moyer is 42. Actress Juliette Lewis is 41. Musician Justin Carey is 39. Rock musician Mike Enzeniger of Incubus is 38. Actor Chris Pratt is 35. Rock singer Brandon Flowers is 33. Britain's Prince William is 32. Pop singer Chris Allen from American Idol is 29. Actor Jashka Washington is 25. And pop singer and YouTuber, actually, too, Rebecca Black is 17. Thought for the day. It is only on paper that one moralizes, but where one shouldn't. And this is by Richard Lee Gallahin, an English poet and essayist. He was born in 1866 and died in 1947. Okay, so now we're going to transition to Dear Abby. Dear Abby, Barney and I are in our 40s and have been married 2 years. Barney is a neat-nick. His nighttime ritual is cleaning up before bed. Takes an hour or more before we can be intimate. This ritual must be performed, which rules out anything in the afternoon or that's spontaneous. Barney is also a night owl. Sometimes he goes straight from the shower to the internet or reading, ignoring intimacy altogether. Even if we planned and talked about it while getting ready to clean up for the night. I have fallen asleep many nights waiting for him, only to awaken hours later and see he's still not beside me. When we discuss it later, he says it's a selfish habit he got away with in his last marriage. He enjoys intimacy, but becomes easily distracted. Should we seek counseling for this, or try something else? Barney displays all the signs of ADD and has since his childhood days. Frustrated in Clinton, Iowa. Well, it seems to me, before I read the response that dear Abby, response that Abby has, the way it looks like, in my opinion, because I like to voice my opinion, is that it seems like he has a certain ritual like an OCD person would have, and it seems like to me he's OCD. He's not has ADD. In my opinion, I think he has an OCD problem, that he has to do certain things in certain parts of the day and before he goes to bed. But I'm kind of that way too, you know. But I would find a way in that schedule to actually say that. But so the response that Abby has here says, "Dear frustrated, by all means seek counseling. The ritual you described could be a system of a disorder, or your husband may have a very weak sex drive. However, one thing is clear. If Barney isn't in bed with you, it's because he'd rather be somewhere else. For your sake, the sooner you get some straight answers, the better you'll be. His comment about getting away with it tells me he knows that he's what he's doing wasn't fair to his last wife, and it isn't fair to you." And that's totally understandable there. But as I've said before I even read the response, that it could be, it could be an OCD thing. It could, which is, what's it called? It's a disorder. But, it could be his problem, a disorder problem. It could be testosterone levels. It could be anything, But, because that can happen. So, looks like it's about the same thing about lovers and stuff. So, here we go. Dear Abby, for the last 10 years, my friends and I have gotten together on a fairly regular basis. We always bring potluck to share. While Marcia and I were assembling a meal, Cindy would contribute a bag of chips. We finally told her we thought the offerings were unequal, so she shaped up. We recently celebrated my birthday at my house, and Cindy surprised me with a beautiful blueberry crumble cake, her specialty. I was delighted and told her I had been craving that particular treat. As the afternoon wore on, I asked if we should bring out the dessert, but she said she wanted to wait a while. A half an hour later, she announced she had to leave and wanted to take the cake with her. We often take leftovers home, but her dessert hadn't even made it to the table. When I said, "But we have no other dessert," she said she had company coming and needed to take it with her. Then she put it in the container she had brought it in and left. Cindy is a close friend, and Marcia and I have put up with some of her quirks. But I'm thinking about confronting her about this latest gaffe. Besides, because I'm afraid if I don't, my resentment will continue to build and our friendship will crumble. Am I being petty? So basically, So it sounds like to me for this one that this person, a friend of hers, brought a cake, brought a cake to this potluck party because it was for this other person's birthday. Well, her birthday. And she thought, oh, okay, but they didn't even eat the cake. And she wanted to take it home. Sounded like to me she didn't want to bring the cake. She didn't want the cake to be eaten there, that she had company at her house and she wanted to have that for her company. So it sounds like that's mean. They shouldn't be your friend. That's just my opinion by there. By all means, clear the air. But don't count on Cindy to change. In fact, don't count on her for anything. I would have said the same thing to my friend Kitty, because she had this same situation go on. I was at her house about a week or 2 weeks ago. It was a Wednesday, Thursday night. Wednesday night, I think. And I showed up at her house, and I was there most of the day. And Delshara, which is the other friend that I'm talking about. I'm sorry I don't like to mention names, but I have to mention her name because it's a very unusual name. So Kitty answers the phone at her house and says, "Who is this?" She says, "It's Delshara, and can I spend the night with you? Blah blah blah. I'm having family issues. Blah 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 blah. Can I stay at your house?" And she said, and then and then Kitty goes, "I'm sorry, but someone else is staying with me. Tiffany has been here all day, and I asked for her to spend the night. So, you can't spend the night." And she got so pissed. And I'm going like, she's going to have to learn to deal with it, because I'm the best friend, not her. I'm the best friend. I'm the best friend. I'm the sister she never had, and so on and so forth. But this article is called Netflix announces first talk show starring Chelsea Handler. Chelsea Handler is taking her late night brand to Netflix. Upon wrapping her long-running Chelsea Lately series on E! In late August, the outspoken comic will kick off a multi-tiered deal that includes a stand-up special, docu-comedy specials, and the streaming service's first-ever talk show. The latter, mere speculation until this point, is set to begin in early 2016, which will be the next year. Let's see. Yeah, in 2016. And will debut simultaneously in all Netflix territories. Netflix original content VP on development plans, pilots late night and rival HBO. Okay. If I was going to continue working in this industry, I knew I had to do something outside the box to keep myself interested. I wanted to sit with the cool kids at lunch, so I approached Netflix to make sure they were as cool as I thought they were. And when I confirmed my suspicions, Like with any other future lover, I made my move, said Handler in a statement announcing the news Thursday, adding, I'm more excited than I have been in a while. And the team at Netflix is the most forward-thinking alert group I've sat down with in ages. No offense to the Sarahs of Sunset, which makes sense. The pact begins with an hour-long stand-up special on October 16th, which will be based on her sold-out tour, Arganda, Be Kidding Me Live. She'll be taping the special in Chicago on June 20th, which has already happened, at the Harris Theater, and Handler will continue the following year with 4 new docu-comedy specials, which will feature her efforts to gain a better understanding on a variety of subjects, including NASCAR, politics, Silicon Valley, and the NBA draft. While the 2016 talk show's format will be updated. A Handler entry will still include her often unfiltered opinions on topical entertainment and cultural issues, as well as guest interviews. The internet was disrupted many of the conventions of traditional television, and together with Chelsea Handler, Netflix is looking forward to re-imaging the late-night talk show for the on-demand generation. Starting with the late-night part, said Netflix Chief Content Officer Ted Sarandos. Chelsea has built a huge following on tour, on nightly TV, and through her best-selling books, and we can't wait to introduce her breathtaking, honest, and irreverent voice to our... Okay, now, I've heard now that Amazon has a phone now. It's called the Fire Phone, and it's like, what's going on with this? So I have to read this out loud. I have to share this with you guys. I've heard about it, and I'm going like, huh? Amazon now has a phone. The first Amazon smartphone. Okay, are you trying to compete with Apple here? That's what I'm guessing. Because now, sooner or later, Amazon is going to come up with, well, they've already come up with a tablet. So they're competing with Apple in that situation. They're competing with Microsoft. They're competing with several different companies. It's like they're even in competition with Google because of the new Google e-reader that they've got. Barnes & Noble, they're doing with that too. So, I'm going to read this. The article is called Analysis. Amazon's phone isn't for everyone. Is it for anyone? Well, we'll find out. Last year, when Amazon's CEO, Jeff Bezos, unveiled his 3rd generation of Kindle Fire tablets, he also offered a new sales slogan: premium products at non-premium prices. But Wednesday, when Bezos brought forth the new Amazon Fire phone, that slogan was nowhere to be seen. And that could be a big problem for the new phone. As noted from the announcement, Amazon didn't need to make a phone to appeal to everyone. Kindle tablets, after all, have an overall market share in the single digits, but the owners tend to buy more Amazon stuff, sign up for Prime memberships, and generally act as more profitable customers. Which is so true, because I had a Kindle at one time. It was one of the older ones, but I had a Kindle at one time, and I have an Amazon account. I've bought stuff from Amazon. I've bought one item itself from Amazon. So it's interesting though how it came out though. The problem is that the phone seems to have no special draw. It certainly won't appeal to everybody. The question is if it will appeal to anybody. Well, I think it appealed to me. And I didn't know, because I didn't know much about the phone. So in my opinion there, when it comes to this smartphone that Amazon is bringing to the table now, it's like, if you're an Amazon customer, you might buy the phone. But if you've already got like an iPhone, or if you already got a smartphone of some kind, whether it's an iPhone or a Samsung Galaxy S3 or S4 or S5, or if you already have an iPhone 5, or you already have some sort of smartphone, you probably won't appeal to you, and you already have a phone. But in my opinion, I think the Amazon Fire Phone now looks a lot like the iPhone. I don't know what the difference is, but I'll bring more of that. We'll bring more of that about the Amazon phone next time. So thanks you guys for joining me. I'm already at like almost 45 minutes now, so I would like to thank everybody who is watching, and this is called Sitting Down with Tiffany, episode 1, Saturday edition. So I hope you guys will enjoy what this show is going to be about. Basically, what I'm going to be doing with this show is we start out with like I did today. We'll start out with today in history for the day, and then also I'll do a little advice, little thing. I'll read a Dear Abby, and I'll share my opinion on whatever the topic of Dear Abby it is, and then also I'll bring some tech stuff into the show. So I hope you guys will enjoy this, and thumbs up for more, please, and also subscribe to my Tiffany Gaming channel if you haven't already. This will be on the Tiffany Gaming channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lovely video today, and like and favorite if you enjoy. Also subscribe. It means a lot, and thanks for watching, and see you guys soon. Bye-bye.